So now that we know that the Flash season 3 is going to be doing Flashpoint, we can now predict on what is going to happen in the Flash season 3, who the main villain is, what are the major changes, etc, etc. So going into the Flash season 3, we'll know that the first episode is going to be called Flashpoint. But I know for a fact that this is definitely not going to be a direct adaptation of the Flashpoint storyline from the comic books, from the animated movie. Why? Because the DC TV universe, the DC TV Arrowverse, they simply cannot use the likes of Wonder Woman, Aquaman, Batman, and these characters have not even been introduced to the CW DC TV Arrowverse anyway. Even if they were allowed to use them characters, it wouldn't make sense on a story. Why? Because we don't know them in this universe yet. So for replacements of those characters, just because they can't use those characters doesn't mean they can't find suitable replacements. So here's my take. I think they could replace Thomas Wayne's Flashpoint Batman with Robert Queen alternate version of Green Arrow. They could do that. Like instead of Robert Queen dying on the island, Oliver Queen dies, and then Robert Queen takes on the mantle of Green Arrow. That's one way I can see them taking that approach, basically. Another approach I can see them taking, in fact, I think this one is more likely than not, that Caitlin Snow is going to be Killer Frost. She's going to be Earthborn Killer Frost. She's not going to be the nice, sweet princess, scientist, nerd that we know and love. No. I think that the particle accelerator that Harrison Wells will eventually create, and we'll get to Harrison Wells in a minute, I think it's going to affect Caitlin and she's going to become Killer Frost. Another change is that Cisco probably be fully harness his vibe powers. Like he will actually become the vibe that we know from the comic books. Not the current Cisco that we know has not fully mastered his powers yet. But I think when Barry goes back to this alternate reality that he's now changed, Cisco will have fully developed his powers. That's the way I see it. That's one possibility in my opinion. So now on to Harrison Wells. I think the Harrison Wells that we're going to see in this season 3 of The Flash, is going to be the original Earth 1 Harrison Wells, in which Eobard Thawne killed in the first season where he took over his body. That is the Harrison Wells that we're going to meet in this season 3 of The Flash, and that's another change that Barry will meet, because he will see a change that he will see that Harrison Wells, Earth 1 Harrison Wells, is alive. That is another change, and this Harrison Wells could develop a whole new personality, because we do not know what this Harrison Wells is like. All we know that he was with his wife and he and his wife died by the hands of Eobard Thawne. That's all we know. We don't really know much of his personality, but he seems like a nice family guy. So another change, another prediction I think I'm predicting that Joe and Iris, they're gonna be separate from Barry. That they're gonna have no relations to Barry whatsoever. But they're gonna be as distant as possible with Barry in relationship wise, because the night Nora Allen died, that's when Joe took Barry into his family. Now that Nora Allen is alive, there's no reason for Joe to come in to take Barry in. So that's why I think that's probably one of the more accurate predictions, the way I see it. Another prediction is that obviously Henry Allen and Nora Allen are both alive. That they're both alive, because obviously Barry saved his mother, or Nora is alive and Henry Allen is the one who died. Maybe we just have to wait and see. Also added to this Flashpoint speculation is yesterday at Heroes and Villains Fan Fest, Stephen Amell, who plays Oliver Queen, aka Arrow, or Green Arrow I should say, on Arrow, confirmed that Arrow season 5 will indeed be affected by the Flashpoint. So this is very exciting news. So if Arrow is going to be affected, that means Legends of Tomorrow will indeed be affected, and Supergirl will also be affected. Or I'm not really sure about Supergirl, because Supergirl is in an alternate timeline, alternate universe. but we'll just have to see how it all plans out. But yeah, here's my predictions for how all the other shows are going to be affected. So for Arrow, I think Laurel is going to come back to life. Maybe not permanently, but maybe when Barry goes back in time to reset the timeline, everything will be back to normal. Laurel will be dead, but in this new alternate timeline, Laurel will be alive, and she will be the meta-human Black Canary that we all know and love from the comics. So that's one way I see Arrow being affected. Another way I see Arrow being affected is Thea. Thea could be the villain Cheshire. Yeah, because in season 3, when she was with Malcolm Merlyn, we believed that she was going to be the villain Cheshire, but that didn't turn out to be the case. But maybe in this alternate timeline, Thea will be Cheshire. So that's another way I could see the show being affected. Another way I could see the show being affected is that maybe Diggle wouldn't be as close to Oliver as previously. I don't know, to be honest. We'll just have to wait and see how it all turns out. But for Legends of Tomorrow, maybe Sarah wouldn't be in the Legends of Tomorrow team. Maybe because maybe she never became the Canary. Maybe she was never on that island. She never got lost on the island with Oliver. Maybe that's how Legends of Tomorrow could be affected. Captain Cold will still be alive. That could be another way the show will be affected. To be honest, just have to wait and see. Supergirl, I'm not sure about Supergirl because she's in a different universe entirely, so I'm not sure about Supergirl. But like I said, we'll just have to wait and see. So I'm going to predict the villain. Now, who do I think the villain is going to be for the Flash season 3? They said that this year's main villain is not going to be a metahuman. So who would it be? I have no idea. I'm not going to lie, I have no idea. I want it to be maybe Gorilla Grodd, and maybe we can have Gorilla City as the main antagonist for season 3. But I know that CGI is going to be a major problem. That the cost to make him appear in multiple episodes is going to be a major problem. They're going to have major budget issues if they want to do Gorilla City as the main antagonist for season 3. But I think that could be a good way to replace the big Amazonian Atlantean war. They could replace it with the Gorilla City, and I don't know, they have to find someone else to, I don't know, to be honest. We just have to wait and see how it goes out. But I really want to see Gorilla Grodd as the main villain for the Flash at some point, whether it's season 3, season 4, season 5, who knows. So yeah, anyway, that wraps up my prediction video on the Flash season 3. What do you guys think? What are your predictions on the Flash season 3? Share your thoughts down below in the comments. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys later for more videos.